Hey, welcome back. I'm Lauren Goyette. I'm your podcast host, and today I want you to welcome you to the episode 3. This is episode 3 of that mini series on intimacy through conflict. So far, we've covered why conflict can bring you closer and how to pause and listen actively. Today, we're going to finish strong with some post-conflict rituals. I love rituals, and I find them the secret to turning disagreements into connections, as well as my clients do. So let's talk a little bit about why do post-conflict rituals matter? Well, even the healthiest arguments can leave tension behind, right? Like sometimes you're like, oh, I can still feel it. I can still feel the yucky energy around us, and like I don't know how to dissolve it completely. And then like without repair, small resentments can pile up. Right? You kind of shove it under the rug, and then it turns into a really big, unhappy, lumpy rug. And unfortunately, the closeness fades. So, post-conflict rituals are going to signal care, signal safety, and signal commitment. And they help your brain associate conflict with connection, not fear. So, here are some rituals you can try. First off, physical touch. A hug, hand holding, or cuddling. Like even 30 seconds counts. You can like start with 5 because it may be weird if you don't usually do it, right? Start with 5, work your way up. Number 2, verbal affirmation. So you could say something like, I love you and I value us. Or something that I say to Dan is, I really appreciate you having this conversation with me. Thank you. So I always thank him. And then third, reflection. So you can briefly discuss kind of what you learned and like how to do it better next time, right? And you'll get better and better at resolving conflict. You'll get better and better at not jumping to conclusions. And you'll be able to be more present because it feels more safe because you know any conflict that happens, you have this ritual after to make you feel more safe. So even these small rituals, right, they help reduce cortisol, they increase oxytocin, and then it strengthens emotional bonds. All right, let me give you a little personal. I don't do this often, but let's talk about it. I recently just got married for the first time. I'm 37 years old. My partner is 43. His name is Dan. He's incredible. Right? You're like, gross. Stop talking, Lauren. But we're in honeymoon. All right. After all of the wedding planning, it was a lot. It's a lot on the brain, and it's a lot to have to plan, and a lot of moving pieces. And it was like a week before the wedding. We're still trying to plan the honeymoon, right? And get a little details down. And we really didn't get too far. We just had the location. That's all we had. So I started crying, and he's like, what's going on? And I'm like, my brain is mush. I got nothing. I don't think I can plan another thing. He's like, okay. He's like, what else? And I'm like, can you plan this for me? Would you be open to planning this for us? And he's like, oh yeah, wow, no, absolutely, I can. So I know that necessarily isn't conflict, but it's giving your partner a chance to do something that maybe you didn't give them credit or had an opinion that they would want to do for both of you. So that was a little nugget for me that I learned about him, which was great. So fast forward, all right, second day of honeymoon, okay? I didn't realize until it happened that the honeymoon was planned, but not like in full, all right? For him, he loves adventure. He loves to be doing stuff. For me, I'm like, let's have a bunch of sex. Let's read books, eat a bunch of food, drink wine, and like maybe take a short walk. So, second day there, he's like, I don't know what we're going to do today. I said, oh, okay. And he saw like the startled look in my face. For those who don't know me very well, I have wild ADHD. And as soon as he said that, my brain is running in 20 different directions on what we could possibly do, how much service I have to look these up, how much this could cost us, how many things we can fit in one day, and round and round and round we go. right? And I started to get frustrated, but I didn't say anything. So you could just tell I was frustrated, all right? And I'm like, I don't know what to do. And he said, let's take 5. And he leaves the room. He goes down wherever he went, right? And comes back in 5 minutes. And we both had one idea of what to do. But 20 minutes is, really crucial if you're really stressed out, because that's how long it takes your adrenaline and your cortisol levels to go back to base levels. So 5 minutes helped. As soon as we, reunited, we went on to the next activity. It ended up being a double-decker bus, and it started raining. But for some reason, I remembered to bring umbrellas. And we're sitting up on top of the double-decker bus, and we can see all of old Quebec City. And we're under our umbrellas. We're, smoking cigarettes like you're not supposed to, but we don't put the cigarette butts on the ground. So don't hate, my friends. But no one was around. And he looks at me, and he says, we're going to get better at this. And I said, at what? What do you mean? Tell me more. And he says, we're going to get better at planning. And I'm going to get better at, that irritation that I saw on your face, and the irritation that I got because I didn't understand what your face was doing. So it's okay. I'm like, we will get better. And, we kissed, a little smoochy, right? And then, it was just kind of chatted the whole time. I'm like, okay, I know, we're both neither one of us are type A personalities. So it's trickier for us to plan. And I said I was really frustrated because I thought you said that you would plan the honeymoon, but I did not know that you planned it to a certain extent. For me, as I have all or nothing thinking a lot of the time, I was taken aback. So I was frustrated, but not with you. I was frustrated more with my brain, because then I had to scramble and try to think of things to do. He goes, okay, I understand that. I could tell. And, he said a few more things. And I said, thank you for taking the 5-minute breather, right? He did a little safe gesture. He's like, 5 minutes. So he signals to me 5 minutes and he leaves. That way we don't say anything. We have little safe gestures like that. But thank you for listening. The thing is, my friend, make it consistent, all right? Consistency is key. Decide together on a ritual that works for both of you, short, intentional, and repeatable. Because over time, these rituals make conflict a natural part of your emotional growth. Not just for you, but with others, and it's not a source of anxiety. All right, action step. Create a post-conflict ritual this week. It could be one small step, right? Just a little one. We don't have to go all in. You could do a check-in. You could do a brief discussion, or you could do a hug, right? Again, those physical touch, verbal affirmation, and a reflection. I want you to notice how it changes the emotional atmosphere afterwards. My friends, I hope these were helpful. Little simple actionable tips, and I just want to provide you with as much as I can on this free podcast because it's my baby, and I really love sharing things, little easy things that can be helpful for you and for your life. I truly care about you. And that is going to wrap up our mini-series on using conflict to deepen intimacy. Just a quick recap: pause and reflect, active listening and mirroring, and post-conflict rituals. They're not just techniques. They're really tools that help strengthen trust, desire, and connection. So remember, conflict doesn't have to divide you. All right? It really doesn't. When you have this intention and you got some tools and you're open for it to going differently the next time, it makes you stronger, closer, and even more in love. And if you need more guided exercises, tools, and personalized coaching to help implement these practices for you and your specific, unique relationship, definitely check out the Pleasure Collective membership or my one-on-one coaching options. The links are in the show notes, and I'd love to hear from you. Feel free to write into us, right? Write in the email, send me something on Instagram. I appreciate you listening. Go ahead and share it with a friend if you think it may be helpful for them too. And until next time.